Hello and welcome to another day in the garden. I'm Lisa and you're watching Home versus House, guys, and today I am showing a little bit of update to this garden. Let's see, I wanted to start with this side. So this is a combination of just a couple of garden rooms and a backyard kitchen garden. And so we'll start over here. I did have a shaded material, a bamboo shaded material alongside this fence. I have since taken it down to just open up the space a little bit. And guys, on the outside, I had some coneflower growing here that was going to do kind of like a live fence or still shaded or privacy. And my son mowed the lawn a couple of days ago and thought they were weeds. They were about to flower and put off some beautiful yellow blooms, but they have since been cut down. So it's an honest mistake, but nevertheless, you know, I have to wait for it to grow back out. I did go ahead and transplanted the three smaller spruce trees back here. So this is one of them here. I have a second one here and then a third one over on this side. I still have one more, a smaller one that I need to bring back here as well. And again, the thought is when they get bigger and spread out a bit, then they would add some privacy to this side of the garden fence. Alongside here, this long strip, I have let's see, I planted some sunflower seeds back here that have not sprouted. I also sprinkled some amaranth seeds, two variations, and they have not sprouted either. And so I'm waiting for those to come in. But the sunflower will add just a little bit of shade back here, as well as some beautiful blooms. And then the amaranth are green vegetable. And guys, also in the mix, I have some more coneflowers that that had not been cut down. They're a little bit smaller. And then I have some black eye Susan as well that I transplanted along the fence area here that are coming up. Over here, I did go ahead and get a tomato, not a tomato, a cucumber plant, and stuck it in this pot. And they just had them at my local garden center, and they were like a dollar a piece. They were on clearance, so I stuck it in here. I did plant some cucumbers from seeds, and they're still fairly small, so I got this larger plant. I have not planted anything in these two cinder blocks yet. I did go ahead and plant a chamomile plant, also got it on clearance over in this pot. And guys, I moved my strawberry plants. So I had two strawberry plants in hanging basket. This is the first one. I put it over here because it gets a little bit more sun over on that side. So I just have it hanging over this for Cynthia shrub here. Over in this section, this is an update. So I cleared this area out a bit, and I sprinkled some clover seeds that I got at my local garden center. I spread it out here. So let's see. The idea is to just add some ground cover here to mitigate the weed situation. In time past, I have planted like some shaded vegetables here, but I didn't do that this year. I'm trying to do something a little different, and so I'm hoping that the clover seeds will grow and cover this area and just offer a nice landscape, and then also I don't have to deal with the weeds with clover plants. They're low ground cover. They do grow in some shade and sun, so they're a little bit versatile. And guys, it was really inexpensive. I think for 2 bags, I paid about $8 for 2 bags of clover seeds. They were $8 a piece. In this garden room, I also did some cleanup work here to make it look a little bit neater, but I still have some more work to do. Guys, a bit of an update, and it's a little bit of a sad update. So I had my kale growing here. I had about 3 or 4 kale plants growing here, and the rabbits got to it before I could protect them. So I had ordered some chicken wires, and they came in a day late. The day before the chicken wires came in, I got up and my kale was eaten. So there's one over here that is completely gone, and then I think there's some more down at the bottom that's completely gone. So too bad for me. I'm glad the rabbits got to enjoy bit of a vegetable. Over here I have 2 cherry tomatoes growing. My peonies plant that I transplanted over here in this pot to get some more sun. This patch of yarrow is coming up nicely. They have started blooming, and this is a tea option, guys. So this is going to be a addition to my summer teas. Over here I have this lilac bush. I planted this a few years ago, and they do bloom early spring. So I had some beautiful pink blossom here about a month ago, and then it's got a really beautiful smell to it too. And then my geranium hanging plant is over here. They were blooming about a week ago, and I deadheaded them some, so hopefully we'll get some new blooms. Over here, this garden bed, I got to it in the nick of time, so I was able to get the rabbits have not got they had not gotten to this bed just yet, and so I ordered some chicken wire, just the crafty kind, and then I just made a DIY cloche for my collard greens, and I had 2 kale plants that I stuck in here, and I'm really glad I did that, because if I had it in the other garden bed, it probably was going to be gone as well. So I will get some kale for the summer. And then alongside this trellis on both sides, I have green peas growing. So I have some that is starting to trellis, and I recently planted some more green peas seeds, so they have not sprouted just yet. And then I added some marigolds for a pop of color, as well as to serve as a repellent, so for some bugs and so forth. Obviously not for rabbits, because I had him in this other bed and I still ate them. Ate my vegetables. This was something new that I did from last video, or since last video, and I just had these pavers in another area, and I decided to add it here. I'm not sure it's gonna stay here, but this is the idea. So I laid it out and kind of settled it a bit, and we'll see if I leave it here and then maybe have it go down a little bit more to ground, to a more leveled area with the ground, and then maybe add some sand or rocks or so in between. But that's a project to come. Again, not sure I'm going to leave it here, but it's an idea that I had to kind of repurpose something that I already had on hand. Let's go back down here. Oh, in this pot I have my thyme coming back. I feel like each time I look, it's coming back a little thicker, especially on this side there. This Wagelia bush is spreading out nicely. It also has some really beautiful pink blooms, and I got them last year from Aldi's. So they did bloom last year, and I think I got them in the summertime last year, and I did see some blooms. So I think they may be a summer bloom. Let's see. My parsley is coming out nice and thick, and I have definitely been harvesting this for my cooking. So last time I showed that I had transplanted some plants over here, and guys, they're not looking so hot. The hostas is looking like it's surviving a bit, although I see some evidence that maybe the rabbits have gotten to it as well. And then the autumn fern is doing okay. The rest of them, not so much. So we'll see. I still have plans to maybe add some creeping Jenny in between to fill up the space a little bit. I still need a plant for this pot here. And then over here, my cabbage is doing very good. I was able to add some chicken wires to it. This was the first bed that I added chicken wires to from the very beginning, and it is paying off quite nicely. The cabbage is spreading, and they're doing really, really well, so I'm happy about that. I also have in here some sage, rosemary, and then dill over here, and I've also been harvesting those as well. Let's see. I have 2 pepper plants growing here, and I see some peppers starting to come in. And then in the other cinder blocks, I have some herbs. So lavender here, I use that for evening teas. I have a rosemary, a thyme over here, oregano, and then a purple or red basil, and then some more rosemary here. I have this tiny blueberry plant, and I may need to transplant it some other place, maybe in a sunnier area, because it's not doing all that great. I have some more blueberries that's not doing the greatest. I think this is a sunny spot, but with the lilac bush adding some shade, maybe it needs a little bit more sun, but we'll see. Okay, let's keep going. My hydrangea that I transplanted over here, I think they're doing well. I see some new shoots towards the back. So I'm happy about that. That move seemed to be better. And then I have another one over here that also is doing okay. I see a little bit of a new shoot. My daylilies, this is the one that has bloomed so far. Another hydrangea plant that I transplanted over here, and then a daylily that's about to bloom here anytime. Alongside this fence, I have some coneflower. So guys, this is how tall the coneflower was on the other side that got mowed down. And then last video I showed that I had two smaller spruce trees, one on this side and one on the other side, and that's what I moved to the back, to the top fence. Over in this garden, the rabbits had not gotten to it because I cloached it in sooner. And so I have some Chinese cabbage. I think last video I mentioned it was Japanese cabbage. It's actually Chinese cabbage, and I have 3 or 4 plants growing here, along with some green onions. And as you saw in the other garden beds, I added green onions in all of the raised beds, and I've definitely been harvesting those. I also recently added this watermelon plant here that I got on clearance, and then over here squash. So I'm hoping that it trellis up this area here once it spreads. A blueberry plant over here. My sedum is spreading out quite a bit, and then I've got a daisy that came back from last year. My Japanese spirea, they started to bloom. And then guys, recently I just stuck this aloe vera plant in here. I have a huge aloe vera plant that I had on the inside, and usually in the warmer weather I take it outside, so I have it up on my front porch, and this piece broke off, so I just stuck it in here just to fill this pot. Let's see. More and more I'm getting some curves. I've also gotten some mushrooms growing in here, but this is my cilantro that I started from seeds in this pot, and I'm definitely seeing some curled leaves more and more, so I'm happy about that. So over here is where I had one of the strawberry plants that I thought it would do better out in a sunnier spot, and then over here as well. So I just swapped out the lanterns that I had in the other 2 shepherd's hook for the hanging strawberry plants. Guys, this is another area that the rabbits got to before I could. So I had a purple cabbage in here. It ate it out. I have one here that I was able to, it got to a couple of leaves, so I was able to cloach it in here when my chicken wires came in. And then this one here, it got a couple of leaves as well, and I cloached it in. And then over here, my broccoli, I was able to save 2 of the broccoli plants. This other one, it got to it before I cloached it in. I still went ahead and cloached those in Not sure it's gonna grow back, but I just wanted to give it a chance to see. And then I added a Swiss chard over here. My lettuce is doing quite nicely. Although it looks actually like the rabbits have gotten to them or is getting to them. So I've been harvesting this lettuce here for my salads quite a bit, but I may need to cloche that in here probably right after this video. I'm going to do that to salvage them. These two daylilies, they're looking like they're going to bloom here pretty soon, guys. And this is the other area of my garden that I weeded and tilted and added some clover seeds as well. I would love for clover seeds to grow all throughout this space that's not the garden area, but right now I'm trying sections at a time. So I have the first one that I showed, the second one, and then over here I weeded this area and I fenced it off. I have not tilled it yet. I'm waiting for the rain to come in a couple of days to make the ground a little bit softer, and then my plan is to put down some clover seeds over here as well, and then I'll see how it does in those three sections, and then this patch right here is going to be next. But I didn't have enough of the smaller garden fence to do the whole area. Plus, this is kind of like my dog's territory back here, so I didn't want to block off the entire area. I'm hoping that when the clover seeds sprout, if it does over here and over here, then when it gets to a good place, then I could take the garden fence that I'm using over here to block it off, and block off this other section, and then weed it and tilt it as well. So that's the plan. It's a plan in progress, but that's the plan. And then guys, this wood pile over here, I do need to go ahead and burn it pretty soon, because that is a recipe for rats and snakes. So I definitely don't want to have a protective environment for them, and so I need to go ahead and burn that pile here coming up. I've been watching the weather, and we've had some windy days, and so I'm looking for some calm days, and I probably would just set it out back here like I did last summer, and then burn it. So that's the plan and update to this garden, this backyard garden. So again, pretty bummed out about the rabbits getting to my garden. I was talking to someone a couple of days ago, and they recommended coyote pee, and then somebody recommended another animal urine that I can get on Amazon to sprinkle on the outside perimeter of this space, and that's supposed to deter the rabbits. So I'm thinking about that. I haven't decided just yet. I thought this chicken wire will do, but we'll see. We will see how it progresses, and I may need to get that. All right, let's see. I think that is it for this garden space. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I am done with my walkthrough for the morning. I did water at last night, and so I'm trying a combination of things. I have watered mainly in the mornings, but I recently started doing night watering back here, so I want to see how that goes. But guys, thanks again for joining me on this video. I hope you saw something that was informational for you or inspiring to you with this garden space. I call this my small space gardening, and I just want to encourage someone who maybe wants to start a garden, that you can start with whatever space you have, whether it's a balcony space, whether it's a small backyard, side yard, or front yard space. You can get to planting some herbs. I think years ago I started off with herbal gardening, and then I bumped it up a little bit, and each year I just add something new. I also like the idea of vertical gardening, and so I started that a little bit more this year with these hanging baskets, and either putting fruits. I thought about putting herbs in them as well. So and then I have these metal trellis, and they were just recyclable stuff that I had gotten on the side of the road to add here. So again, the idea is just looking at your space and seeing what you can do with it. But vertical gardening is a thing, and you can definitely plant up, and I am doing that more and more here in this space as I run out of like bottom spaces. All right guys, well, I'm truly going to end this video here, so thank you so much for joining me on this one, and I will see you on the next one. In the meantime though, please do take care. Bye.